Hi, welcome to Insert Art, and today we're inserting Ariel.
Whoa. Hi.
Hi, welcome to the channel.
Thank you so much. I'm Ariel. I am the newest, I'm the fourth member of Insert Art. So thrilled to be here. I was watching this channel the last couple of months and just like hoping I would get in, and now I'm on this side of the camera and I can't believe I get to be in the room where it happens.
Ariel has already helped us work on this amazing mural behind us. And what else do you do, Ariel?
I'm very much a hobby artist. So it was a little bit intimidating even applying to this, going to be like, wow, I'm going to be like the Magikarp of the Pokemon lineup.
Hey, that's how we all felt.
I feel like I'm representing like the layman, the average YouTube audience who like wishes they could be around like artists like Jazza. And I'm just like, I've learned so much, even just from the few sessions I've been with you guys. I guess what I really enjoy, what I keep coming back to is good character, good story, and good writing. I learned how to draw by just copying from manga. It was actually Bleach specifically. So if you see some influence in my character sketches, like yeah, it's from Bleach. Comics are where, you know, story and character really come together, as opposed to, say, static illustrations. So this morning when we were talking to Jazza about all this, he goes, you know what? That's going to be your challenge for today then.
Our challenge today is we are going to be picking a character each. We don't know who it's going to be. And then we're going to be swapping those characters' backstories.
It's gonna force us to analyze what makes a character them, like besides just the obvious visual cues. You ready?
I can't wait. Let's do it. That was so in sync. So we are both gonna write down our character on this piece of paper, and then we're gonna show each other.
Yeah, whoever I write, I give you their backstory, and I take your backstory and put it to whoever I have chosen.
Yeah.
So I have to choose someone that I can draw.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Basically. I count 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god. Jake Sully from Avatar. I did Batman. I feel like they're both very like moody.
They're both like tall, muscular guys.
Yeah.
You've got that going.
So I'm going to be drawing Batman with Jake Sully's background.
And I have to choose one form of Jake Sully and apply Batman characteristics to him, whether that's visual or more like in his personality or whatever.
Let's do it. Batman with Jake Sully's background. This was like so hard for me to wrap my head around. In this world, just like in Avatar, the Earth is ruined and abandoned, and Batman has moved to this new planet. He still gets all the technology needed to become an avatar. A Batman-themed avatar is basically what I was thinking in my head. So I've given him this like typical Batman pose, crouching on a building and looking over the city, except I decided to just change the setting and make it as if he's crouching over the jungle of this new planet. So it's kind of like an Avatar if he was like cosplaying Batman.
He's got holes cut in his cowl for his ears to poke out.
Yeah, originally I made the ears of Batman's hood the actual ears of the Avatar because they're sort of like in the same position. They're like above, like up top. But then later I figured avatars wouldn't have access to like latex suits, right? So I decided to change that later into like war paint. So as if he's got like black war paint covering his eyes, and that's sort of how he disguises himself in the Avatar universe.
I like that. The war paint is very much in keeping with the rest of Avatar.
Thank you, thank you. I also had to give him his like signature Batman cape with like the spiky ends.
Oh yeah.
But I was thinking, what if it was like made of leaves, as if he like handmade it? And this is how he disguises himself as a vigilante, crime-fighting warrior in the Avatar universe.
I love the texture of the leaves coming out in the cape. That's awesome.
I also wanted to include his like Batman logo on his chest, so I decided to sort of add that in as if it was wall paint as well. And I knew I really wanted to incorporate that pop of yellow that's in Batman's color palette. So I made his eyes yellow.
The avatars have yellow eyes anyway,
Yeah,
so that
that's a
works,
thing, right?
works really well.
Yeah. And I also added those like flying creatures that are in Avatar that have like the 4 wings.
Yeah, like the
Right,
full-size
instead.
ones, the big ones are the Ikrans.
Yeah, Ikrans, is that what they're called? Yeah, so I added some Ikrans in the background, and I thought they could, instead of being Batman, he's Ikran Man. So like instead of being inspired by bats, he's inspired by
I love that.
the bats of the Avatar universe, which
Yes.
are the Ikran that he rides.
Oh, and when his cape opens up, instead of just like being 2 bat wings, it's like 4 Ikran wings.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great
silhouette.
idea. I love that. And they also double as his Batmobile.
It's literally
Right?
a Batmobile.
It's
He's riding a bat.
literally a bat plane. I added primitive, native-looking weapons to his belt, as if he has like a
His utility belt.
like a
but native.
homemade utility belt, but like made of like animal teeth and stuff.
So good.
I added a little bit of highlights towards the end, just to give him that like shiny sort of Avatar look. Just a little pop of pink in the ear, just to add a little bit more color variation. But overall, I just wanted to keep the color palette super muted. So you got those like dark, ominous grays of Batman with that little pop of yellow in the background and in his eyes. And I was so happy with how this turned out. I thought this looked so cool.
That's gorgeous. Oh man, okay, I really like Ikran Man. So, I mean, if the audience likes it, they can let us know if they want to see Ikran Man again.
I would absolutely love to draw him again.
Alright, so I'm drawing Jake Sully with Batman's backstory. So I just kind of brainstormed and I pulled out like what are the key elements that make Batman who he is. An orphaned billionaire, he's got lots of tech and money at his disposal. I decided he was going to have multiple avatars to fight crime. So he can sit at home, like playing virtual reality, while he sends his avatar to go after the Joker, after, you know, whoever.
That is so handy, but also, is that a little bit like evil and ominous? Like,
I
all
just
those
think it's
avatars?
self-preservation. Like you still feel the pain. Like if your avatar gets punched in the face, you still feel it.
Yeah.
So there's a cost to you.
Batman's pretty techy. Like
Yeah.
I reckon he'd have a Plan B
Yeah.
avatar or a Plan Z avatar as well.
Yeah. So that became the background, as you'll see later. So Jake Sully has multiple avatars. In order to fight crime, it doesn't matter if one of them dies, just plugs into the next one. And I decided that his look would be a lot more billionaire and a lot less ethnic, but he would still maintain that moody feel because, you know, apparently that's the orphan trope, right?
Yeah.
So the overall vibe I was going for was just wanted like tall, imposing billionaire, really sharp cut suit. Now this doesn't come across in my final rendering because I'm not so good at polishing yet, but the shapes that I put in there wanted straight, tall, imposing, kind of that cocky, self-assured body language.
Oh yeah, he's like leaning on something, legs crossed.
Fiddling with his cufflinks. He's got his nose turned up at you. He's got the sunglasses on. But I still wanted him to maintain his blue avatar look. He doesn't really have to hide who he is because he's going out in an avatar anyway.
Yeah, that's like how he disguises himself. He doesn't need a mask anymore. He just goes out as a different avatar.
Jake Sully is just like hiding in a pod somewhere. No one actually knows that this is him. All the citizens of Gotham know is that there's this tall blue thing that comes and like punches the shit out of bad guys.
Yeah.
Alicia and I were talking about what are the defining features of the avatar character besides the blue skin and the height. Obviously the ears, and it works really well because both Batman and the avatars have ears, like the same sort of head silhouette.
Yeah, that's like what I did with my one as well.
Yeah. They have those huge cat-like yellow eyes, but I realized that that is not critical because once I put sunnies on him, you can still tell it's him. And I think it's the wide nose, wide flattish nose that's also a bit cat-like. So I think like if I just changed his nose to be more human, this would completely lose its feel. All their proportions are just elongated.
Yeah, very, very lean.
Because Batman is, you know, your typical mesomorph, like upside down triangle, like huge shoulders and pecs, narrow waist. But here I was like, no, it's Jake Sully. He's got to be more like long, skinny rectangle. He's got the ponytail going on. For the longest time, I was just gonna be like, nah, no tail. It's too many long, ropey things swinging around. Compositionally, that's challenging. In the end, right at the end, I put a tail in.
Yeah, I think the director of Avatar would disagree with you.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne, Jake Sully, he can get his pants like tailor-made so that there's a hole just for his tail to come out. Backgrounds are not my strong suit. I tend to do portraits with just vague abstract backgrounds. So this is where I really slowed down and where Alicia just like took off with her piece.
See, I'm the opposite. I spend way too much killing myself over the sketch, and then when it comes to painting, I can just do it like, relatively quickly.
So yeah, I'm the other way. Like I'll throw down a sketch real quick and then give up. So next time I'm gonna give you my sketches and you can do them.
Okay, we can swap artworks next time.
All I wanted to convey was the science techie lab feel. So he's got, you know, several chambers of backup avatars, and you know, this is in some lab somewhere. It's just very cold, sterile, so just keeping to blue, whites, grays.
Is it in like the Bat Cave?
Would you call it a cave? It would be some sort of lair.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting lair vibes from like these.
That's all I want. I just wanted it to feel like cold and clinical.
You absolutely achieved that.
But yeah, I just wanted to capture the attitude. So the body language, the facial expression, subtle little things like that.
You absolutely did.
Oh, thank you.
One thing that I absolutely love that you added really, really super subtly was the feet of all the avatars in their chambers. It's super subtle and it's so like, it's like blurry, but you can absolutely tell that it's avatar feet.
Yeah, I mean, I was all about just taking shortcuts to readability with the background because, like I said, it is not something I'm fluent in. So if I wanted to render this background, it would take me probably days. So I was just going to slap in whatever reads and gives your overall feel.
But sometimes it's nice to have quite a simple background because then it brings more attention to your super detailed and super refined character.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the thing I keep laughing at is his sunglasses. I've been laughing at this like since the beginning, but like his ears are so high up, and I've double checked it with references. Their ears are actually really high compared to where their eyes are, which means his sunglasses like have to go like diagonally 45 degrees up in order to hook over his ears.
Can someone please like tell us how Avatar sunglasses would function? And again, we've gone for like the Batman sort of color palette where you've got really like muted, desaturated colors and a little pop yellow here and there.
That's true. We've actually ended up with the same palette.
Completely unintentional.
Yeah. Wow.
But pretty cool.
Yeah, it means that we've analyzed the essence of things the same way.
Yeah.
So this is Jake Sully if he had Batman's backstory. I know, like, oh, when I look at the final piece, I'm like, my artwork doesn't live up to Alicia's. She's a god.
Oh my goodness, no. I feel like you just absolutely hit the ground running and you knew exactly what you wanted to do and you just had so many ideas on the go. So you definitely have a talent that I would like to practice.
Well, that's great. We can learn from each other, clearly.
Sounds good. Oh my god, I had so much fun doing that. I never actually consider the background of characters when I'm drawing them. I just kind of do like, oh yeah, that looks nice, go with the flow. Actually having to think about the character's backstory, how they grew up and what setting they're in, absolutely makes a huge impact in the decision making of my drawing.
I think for like my first official challenge video, it was a good balance of my comfort zone, which is brainstorming and thinking about the behind the scenes stuff of the character. But it was a challenge because I actually now had to put in backgrounds and stuff, which again is what Alicia's familiar with and where I really struggle. So it was really cool to work alongside her and we're bouncing stuff off each other.
Yeah, and we can just like carry each other's weaknesses and...
Yeah.
And last but not least, a huge, huge thank you to our Patreons. Without you, none of this would be possible. This mural wouldn't be possible. These amazing artworks that we did wouldn't be possible. Having Ariel in the studio wouldn't be possible without you guys. So a huge, huge thank you on behalf of the whole AA team.
Thank you so much. See you in the next video.
See ya.
Bye.